What daily habit can you create right now with no prior experience that's going to help you lose weight, get fit, help improve your mental health and well-being? I have personally been doing this for the last 2.5 years, and in that time I've lost over 2 stone, the equivalent of over 28 pounds, become much happier, and also, the best result, I've become much more successful in life. Stick around to the end of this video and I'll run through some of the best tools and gear to help get you started on this daily habit. So, what is the secret to all this? It's quite easy really. It's walking. When the global pandemic hit, my job at the time was getting very stressful as there were cuts being made in the team. We had to absorb this extra workload whilst trying to do our own jobs. So in some cases, performing the job of 3 people. With gyms being closed and all the usual places shut where I would usually go to let my hair down and blow some steam, I was suddenly starting to experience the effects of burnout, as there didn't seem to be any downtime and too much work to be done. If you've had similar feelings, then please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear some of your own experiences during these tough times. Luckily, before hitting a breakdown, I looked inside myself and asked what I could possibly do to get out of this situation. I'm a strong believer that I have full control of my life and that repeating the same activities each day, which is causing this stress and worry, is not going to change unless I take responsibility and action it myself. So the only real option available at the time was to just get outside, get away from technology, get away from any means for me to be contacted, and ultimately just go for a walk. And that meant going for a walk during my hour lunch break. As a result of this, I successfully created a daily walking habit, which I continue to this day. Here are the 5 main benefits I saw the result of almost immediately by just going out for an hour and walking each and every day. Getting organised. Being alone with myself allowed me to think through tasks that needed to be completed in my own head. I was able to prioritise these and think through which ones I could actually drop, as they were not urgent and not important. This way, the jobs that were highly urgent and highly important, I knew I could get on with ASAP once I got back to my working space. Effectively, I would have an hour to myself to think through these tasks and create a to-do list of actions in my mind, ready for the remainder of the day. When walking, if there were not too many tasks to be completed for the day, I could then use the time walking to simulate conversations and phone calls in my own mind. Some of the time, I realised that I didn't need to make a call, as the process of thinking through the issue would lend itself to a solution. Instances where the solution didn't present itself, I had a very clear idea of the outline of the conversation, and so I was able to make the calls once I got back to my working space. The communication was a lot more clear and directed as a result, and made it quicker and easier to resolve the issue. The next benefit I found from walking was that generally I would feel a lot happier and the stress would start to dissolve. Switching off all means of accessing work or anyone being able to communicate with me meant that I had a solid hour to myself. Once I'd planned out the rest of the day in my mind, I then had time to take in the surroundings and start to be present in the current moment. I started to explore my local area, taking a different route every time, and there was so much I learnt about my area that I wouldn't have otherwise known had I not started walking. In the town I live in, it has an old Second World War airbase which has long been abandoned and transformed into a park. When exploring this park, I came across some old trenches, some old wartime buildings and structures, and other similar type structures hidden amongst the trees, which were all off of the beaten track. I never would have stumbled across these had I not been walking each day with the intention of exploring new areas. So I recommend getting yourself out there. Who knows what secrets your local area has to offer? In general, this just resulted in feeling happier and a lot less stressed, being able to switch off from work and concentrate on new experiences. The third benefit of a daily walking habit is the health-related benefits. I have lost over 2 stone over the last few years, equivalent to over 28 pounds. This has been achieved alongside a healthy eating plan, so don't think that just because you walked for an hour, you can treat yourself to a donut or a McDonald's. Let's be real. My general fitness has improved overall, and I no longer get out of breath if I have to walk up a flight of stairs or run quickly to catch the bus or train. I've noticed considerable improvement in my breathing, and I'm no longer breathless when resting. Bupa, one of the largest private healthcare providers in the UK, lists the main health benefits of walking to include maintaining a healthy weight, keeping your muscles and bones healthy, and increasing your cardiovascular fitness. In addition, Bupa advises that it can also reduce your risk of developing certain health conditions. These include cardiovascular diseases such as high blood pressure and stroke, type 2 diabetes, and even some forms of cancer. Who can say no to walking after hearing those benefits? Another benefit of walking for me has been surprisingly getting to meet new people. By walking each day at similar times, you tend to bump into certain people who are working to similar schedules. I'd been walking past a house that had been having construction work going on for the last few months. Each time I walked past, I would say hi to the same builders I saw every day. Sometimes I even stopped for a quick chat. I've even been offered coffee a few times as I've got to know them. I've also got to know most of the dog owners in the area that take their pets for a walk at lunchtime. And again, just seeing these same people every day for a few months lends itself to conversations other than the standard afternoon, how's it going? There's a cafe in our park which I sometimes stop by for a drink or a snack. There is this really lovely elderly couple who go to this cafe most days, who I've now got to know since I started walking. One bonus for me is that I managed to get 2 additional subscribers from them, as they asked how to download YouTube on their phones and how to subscribe to this channel. I've gained 2 super fans who cannot wait for my next video uploads. I found another benefit of walking is to have the opportunity to listen to audiobooks to aid with self-improvement. I tend not to take technology out with me when I'm walking, but if I have an audiobook to listen to, this is the perfect opportunity to get some listening time in. When playing these audiobooks from my phone, I still ensure that I'm unable to be contacted by placing it in airplane mode, so this means I have to use a set of wired earphones as a result. A small price to pay for uninterrupted peace and quiet. I love reading books, and I always aim to get through a new non-fiction book every 1 to 2 weeks. I have found that this has helped me to develop new ways of thinking as well as learning new skills, whilst also enjoying the great outdoors. Some of these audiobooks I've enjoyed, which I'll be reviewing in a bit more detail on this channel in due course, include the following: The E-Myth, The 4-Hour Work Week, Key Person of Influence by Dan Priestley, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and the classic, The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up. All these are amazing books and have really helped my own personal development and success. As promised earlier, I'd like to run through some gear that I use regularly which makes walking much more comfortable and the result much more easier. Firstly, a comfortable pair of shoes. Skechers are my favourites. These are what I've been using for a few years now, and they just make walking so comfortable. And next, an armband. Now this is really useful if you've not got any pockets, then it's a great place for you to put your phone in, on your arm, out of the way, and easy to access if you need to. The other benefit of using this is that it's somewhere that you can sort of store money in, so if you're out and about and want to buy some snacks or a drink, then you can just put your money in there, easy access when you're out and about. And the final piece of equipment I always take with me when I'm walking is this wallet. And the great thing with this wallet is that it's magnetic, so with your phone it just attaches to the back, particularly now that everywhere's cashless. It's quite handy to have your cards with you. The beauty of this is that whereas it does make the phone a little bit thicker, the armband is big enough for you to be able to put this in there, so it all fits in together nicely. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, then you may enjoy some of my other content. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.